Hello, it's Lucia, and here are my 3 tips that I give to people. Number 1, if you've got some decision to make, or you've got to plan something, or you've misplaced something, or you just can't figure it out, and you tend to do a lot of logical thinking and analyzing things, try this for a change. Ask yourself, how do I feel about making that decision? How do I feel about A or B? And then locate that feeling. Let's say you feel frustrated about not finding your key or having to make a decision or a plan, and you feel that frustration, for example, as a tension in your throat, or you feel it in your chest. Then you locate and you come back. And then, of course, and as an EFT trainer and practitioner, I would suggest to do some tapping on that feeling and where you feel it in your body. So my first tip is come from your head and the logical thinking into your feelings and into your body to become more present. And of course, that really works then with the tapping. The second tip for today is that if you've got something physical going on, such as chronic pain, or maybe not chronic, but any pain relating things, or you've got fibromyalgia, you've got migraines, you've got something going on in your body, and I resolve them through EFT, as you can see in my case studies. My second tip is that instead of focusing on the pain or trying to push the pain away or trying to pop a pill, focus on your emotions instead and connect the emotions within your body, which is not often not where the problem is, such as if you have a back pain, the emotion could be that you have anger and you feel that in your throat. That is just a random example. But my second tip is, if you've got physical pain, then it is emotional pain, because our emotions are a response, often a response from the fight and flight response. And if we don't use that energy during fight and flight for fighting and fleeing, it actually stays with us. And if we focus then on our emotions, we release that energy as well, and our body becomes lighter. Second tip, focus on your emotions if you have a physical problem. The third and last tip is, if you experience stress, and many of us experience stress, one thought can alone trigger the stress response, can trigger that adrenaline, can trigger that cortisol. If we don't use that energy to flee, to fight, it stays with us and often brings us slower, even slower down to a freeze response where we feel we can't act anymore. We feel numb, we feel really disconnected, we feel lonely, we develop physical chronic pain, etc., etc. It is part of that fight and flight response when we don't use that energy, and it stays with us. So the third tip, if we have stress, and stress is emotional too, because stress is only how you respond to things in your life. Because some people, they deal with stress really well because it's how they respond to events. Some people have a huge stress response that lasts for years, decades. They don't cope with stress, but it's emotional. They respond emotionally. And that's why my third tip is tune into your emotions. Now, I recommend working with an experienced and advanced practitioners, such as myself. To come back into emotions, to come back out of your mind. First tip, go into emotions with a physical problem and really deal with your stress on an emotional level. take my offer and for a 15 minutes free phone call to see if you can release either something such as stress, something such as a physical problem, or something that you just can't figure out in your life. That could be anything like relationships or a career thing, etc., etc. I shall see you in one of those phone calls. Take care. Bye.